Hello and welcome to this edition of Broome Up Front. I'm your host, Austin C. We have a very exciting show for you, so I hope you have some soda and some popcorn and don't go anywhere. Today we have a great show for you. We will be joined by a local and alumni independent wrestler, Sean Carr, to explain the life of an independent wrestler and later show us some basic starter moves. Thank you, Sean, for joining us today.
Thank you, man. This is pretty fun. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Yeah, I have too. It's been a good time. Been a while.
It's been a few years since you and I have seen each other, so
It
this
really
is
has.
cool.
So what got you into wrestling? What sparked your interest?
What sparked my interest is when I was a kid. I've always loved professional wrestling, and when I was going to BCC, I graduated, and I just wanted to give it a shot, see if I can do it, see if I had what it takes. And I researched some schools and some wrestling schools, and I ended up traveling to Cortland at first.
Nice.
And then after that, I traveled to New Jersey, and I got trained, and then I started wrestling.
Nice. Jersey, that's a drive.
That is a drive every Saturday to make. It was like 3.5 hours. Yeah.
Kudos to you for making that trip every Saturday. So how was it balancing wrestling, the family, your personal life, your everyday life? How does that work?
Oh, man, I mean, personal life, I don't know what really that is. Except, I mean, I have my family, and that is my personal life. So balancing it all is crazy. I'm, luckily enough to have a family who supports everything that I do. And, we make the best of it. We make sacrifices, but if you want something, you got to make sacrifices, in order to achieve what you want. So.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you on that one.
Yeah.
So who do you idolize, and who would you like to work with in the future?
I mean, company-wise, I'd love to work for the WWE. I mean, I think anyone who aspires to be a professional wrestler, that's your end goal. Is to
Moneymaker.
Oh, yeah, that's where the money is. So, person-wise, though, a guy named Rob Van Dam, I used to idolize him, and if I could have a match with him, that would be amazing.
That would be, I'd love to see that.
I
would be front row right there waiting.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. So, just another question real quick for you is,
Sure.
At any point have you ever thought, what am I doing?
Sometimes when you take a hard bump as we call it, or you're coming back home and you got 5 hours left and you're tired, you're beat up, you're cranky, sometimes you're sick. You're like, man, is this worth it? But to be able to perform in front of people and to be able to have them in the palm of your hand for whatever time your match is it's a pretty powerful feeling. So, and I love what I do, so I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, there you go. If you love what you do, you can't really call it a job, can you?
Yeah, you are right, man.
Oh, yeah. I see you got a little puff
Yeah,
bar.
I got a little bit of puff, but this is actually the company I mainly wrestle for, which is 2CW, Squared Circle Wrestling, and
Nice.
we're actually coming up on our final few shows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How many shows you got left?
We got 3 shows left for 2CW, and on one of them I'm going to be wrestling former WWE superstar Matt Hardy.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Sorry to have to cut you off here.
You're fine.
But when we come back, Sean is actually going to be demonstrating some really great moves for us. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.
On November 3rd through the 30th, SUNY Broome held the Experience Art exhibition in the Student Gallery. Robin Valashina says working with kids' art is a positive experience for her.
It's beautiful. Art is beauty. It educates and it's historical. So art has a lot of benefits.
The gallery held pottery, sculptures, paintings, oil pastels, and sketches.
Miranda Buckland tells us about her experience as an artist.
I think it promotes really good opportunities for me. I can show it to other people and express myself just how I want to feel.
Some of the SUNY Broome students have artwork displayed for all the student body and students to look at.
Yep. Robin Valachinas tells us what
art. So it's so good for them to be able to put it up somewhere and have the public see it.
This is Julian Paw,
and I'm Tommy Williams.
signing off from Broome Up Front.
Welcome back. We are joined here with Sean and Frank. Frank is going to be our test dummy here, and Sean's going to be showing us some moves. So, what's the first thing a wrestler is taught? when they go to school?
The first thing that we're taught is we're taught how to bump, as it's called, or take a fall, land on your back. We obviously can't do that because we don't have a ring, we don't have ropes, we don't have anything we need. So we're not really doing any slams or any strikes or anything like that. But real quick, Frank is he's trained, he knows what he's doing, he knows what I'm going to do to him. So it's not anything out of the norm for him. But outside of learning how to fall, one of the first things you learn is how to apply a simple headlock. And all that is basically is you come in here and you pretty much put your forearm with your thumb right against the ear and link your hands together, and then you're able to apply a real basic headlock. And one of the big parts of this is normally Frank will be holding my waist. So if we happen to go back and hit the ropes, if they happen to break, and it's happened to me before, and it's not fun at all, if they happen to break, he has me, so I don't go tumbling on my head to the concrete floor, which is huge. A lot of wrestling, what we do is we're working with each other, not really against each other. So then the second one I have, honestly, it's very simple, very basic.
Okay.
It's something that you'll see in every single match you probably watch on television. Is just your basic wrist lock. Basic wrist lock. And
Frank looks like he's in a lot of pain right now.
yeah, sometimes it's not very comfortable, but pretty much my two hands, or even one hand, can control his wrist. And
Nice.
it's simple but effective. That twerk on the wrist, as you see, I mean, the color's kind of going away in his wrist. Bones are all getting twisted around and everything. It's really not that fun to be in, but
I can tell by his face. I can see he's really enjoying this one.
in professional wrestling wise, this is just one of those feeler out moves you see in the beginning of a match.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very basic, very simple. Again, thank you, Frank. The wrist lock and the headlock are the two oldest holds in wrestling.
So what do you say or talk to me about when they say that wrestling is quote unquote fake?
Well, the one thing you never want to tell a professional wrestler is that it's fake. You do not want to say that. We call that the F word.
I'm
Yep.
sorry if
Go
I
ahead.
cut you off here.
You're fine.
I wanted to thank you and Sean.
Yeah,
We're out of
thank
time
you.
for the show.
All right.
But please join us again next week on Broome Up Front for the next installment. And good night, everybody.